Coming up tonight, despite a little turbulence in the political organization, the leader of the Free National Movement says he is confident that his party will be ready for the 2026 general elections. Plus, police alerted to the discovery of the charred remains of a man found near the Anatole Rogers School. And let's go back to the island with Bahamas. That's coming up in our arts and entertainment segment. Stay close as Our News Weekend Edition starts now. This is Our News Weekend Edition. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Megan Shepard. Following much controversy surrounding affairs within the party, the leader of the Free National Movement says the FNM remains strong. And as Jamila Mizik tells us in this report, Pintard says they will be ready to contest the next general election.
Despite the recent noticeable contention within the political party, will the Free National Movement be settled and able to seriously contest the next general election? That's the question we posed to FNM leader Michael Pintard, who says the FNM is exceptionally optimistic about the 2026 general election.
We are exceptionally optimistic about the next general election. We are seeing a significant number of Free National Movement supporters who did not participate in the last general election, returning not just to support the party, but in practical ways to work on a number of the committees and working groups of our organization who are now contributors to our cause. And so we are enthusiastic about that. And of course, independents, persons who have supported other political organizations who now wish to help us complete our platform in order to prepare for the next general election. So we're quite enthusiastic about our prospects of returning to government in 2026.
But what is the FNM doing differently under the new leadership? Pintard says.
Well, we are making sure that we strengthen our associations, grow the number of persons who attend meetings, and look at programs that we are able to implement in constituencies. So on a number of levels, we are seeking to meet directly with the people. We believe that the ground game that we are constructing will be impactful, and the things that we talk about will be responsive to what we hear from members of our party and others who wish to join us going forward. So, I mean, we're excited about this journey ahead.
Now, in recent time, the FNM has come under fire. This as two former FNM MPs are facing corruption charges before the courts. But Pintard says the government should equally apply the law.
If you're minded to fix the systems in any of the ministries or government corporations, let's do so in a holistic way. And what we are detecting is that this administration is cherry picking what matters they will pursue and the matters that they won't. They have colleagues who are already charged. The question is, are you continuing to pursue those matters? Or will they go in the same way others have gone in the past? And so that is, we simply ask that let's make sure we level the playing field.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Jamila Mizik.
A gruesome find before dawn this morning as police here in the capital are looking for the person or persons responsible for the country's latest homicide. Officers making the shocking discovery around 4 a.m. this morning after they were alerted to a dirt road in the area of Bonefish Pond, and a man's body was found burnt beyond recognition. Press Liaison Officer Chief Superintendent Chrislyn Skippings addressing media on the scene.
Sometime around 4 a.m., police were notified that a male was found partially burnt at Bonefish Pond, Faith Avenue South. Police responded and confirmed the information received. Police, upon checking the body, discovered the male with gunshot injuries to the body.
Now, further information reveals that the man's body was also found with lacerations. EMS responded and confirmed no vital signs of life.
We are appealing to members of the public, especially those persons who reside in this immediate area or persons who may have been traversing Faith Avenue South around 4 a.m. If you've seen something or you've heard something, we're asking you to please contact the officers at the Criminal Investigation Department at 502-9991 or 2 so that we can bring this matter to a closure within a relatively short period of time.
And now some good news for the community of East Grand Bahama, as ground was officially broken on Friday afternoon for a shelter and community center. The project manager says the center will service all communities in East Grand Bahama and will also provide educational opportunities. Italia Hall reports.
The multi-purpose building will be constructed to withstand a Category 5 storm and will serve as a shelter for those who are not able to evacuate the area. The center will also be a point of distribution after a storm. Project manager at Dovetail Construction, Martin Delport, speaking about the project's development, and says it's designed for 100 people, while John McWhirter of Embrace, a major donor for the project, shared the vision for the center.
The building, can withstand 18 feet storm surge, and we have all our power source, the generators, everything is above that storm surge level.
It's going to empower and protect communities across Grand Bahama and the Abacos. So Dorian, the brutal force of Dorian, made us realize our human frailty, but it also made us appreciate the value and the power of love. And this is going to be more than a building. It's going to be a representation of love.
The building will be constructed in 2 phases. Former Member of Parliament for East Grand Bahama, Peter Turnquist, and current Member of Parliament, Kwesi Thompson, say the building will be beneficial for the community.
Having a facility here that can house 100 people is going to be a significant advantage and benefit to this community. I want to thank the organizers for thinking of East Grand Bahama.
The importance of this shelter is that this cannot just be a beacon of hope for McLeanstown, but it is a beacon of hope for the entire East Grand Bahama and Sweetings Key and Water Key.
Senator Kirkland Russell also bringing remarks.
This building provides hope as a shelters, because hurricanes is not the only forms of disaster. You can have a fire disaster. You can have a boat accident. You may need this building to evacuate something that happened in Abaco, something that happened in someplace else in this country.
Chairman of the Disaster Reconstruction Authority, Alex Storr, says one of the lessons learned following Hurricane Dorian is the need for dedicated shelters.
One of the lessons learned in the aftermath of Dorian is the need for dedicated shelters. No longer will the temporary shelters do. We've seen where weeks, days, months after the storm has hit, there is a need for persons to have shelter. And so trying to rush them out of schools or other buildings will not do. And so we applaud your project here.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Italia Hall.
Thanks, Italia. And still to come on Our News Weekend, the Minister for Grand Bahama, Ginger Moxie, speaking at Bahamas Business Outlook in Grand Bahama, giving an update on projects on that island. And entertainer Phil Stubbs all set to take the stage. The Skinny when Our News Weekend returns.
At Doctors Hospital, our lamp just got brighter. The Loyalty Advantage membership program now has 3 unique plans to choose from. From Lamp Prepaid with free prime care visits and service line discounts, Lamp Insured with copay waivers and 0 upfront collections at the ER and inpatient services, or our new Lamp Access, a free plan that offers 10% off lab, pharmacy, and imaging. Lamp has a plan for everyone. To sign up, visit our website or give us a call. Doctors Hospital, trusted and best care now.
Welcome back. The Minister for Grand Bahama, Ginger Moxie, speaking to the business community this past Thursday at the annual Grand Bahama Business Outlook. Moxie says although Grand Bahama is still in a state of recovery and rebuilding, projects are steadily progressing.
Equinor Terminal at South Riding Point in East Grand Bahama has been purchased by Lerathon. All employees were retained by the new owners, and plans for the $75 to $90 million redevelopment are well on the way. For the Carnival Grand Port, the clear and grub has been completed. Dredge is in progress at 60%, with completion expected on the 1st of May 2023. The pair design and build is pending award this month.
There is also steady progress in various sectors across the island.
The $400 million reinvestment in the Grand Bahama shipyard is well on its way, and its 2 new dry docks should be operational towards the end of 2025 and 2026. Work is in progress on the repair of the Fishing Hole Road causeway and should be completed in 3 weeks. In the coming weeks, we will be breaking ground on the new hospital with a much-needed oncology center for Grand Bahama.
She also shares these updates as it relates to the western and eastern ends of the island.
Holmes Rock Primary School is in its final stages, scheduled for completion in August 2023, and to be filled with students this September. The design work for a new police station in Weston is currently in progress, and after a 3-year hiatus, government and essential services have finally been restored to East Grand Bahama.
The minister admits that while much has been done, there is still a lot more to go.
Even with considerable attention paid, it will still feel like it's not enough, or that it is not quick enough. But I'm here to tell you today that this Davis Cooper administration is strategically focused on rescuing our economy, an economy that will empower our people and provide an environment for sustained economic development.
The PACE program has been around since 1969, working with teenage mothers to prepare them for parenthood, but also to set them up for better opportunities ahead through the schooling program. The PACE school covers everything from keeping girls in line with their grade level and standardized testing, psychological support, parenting skills, and other skills development through workshops and guest speakers. Principal Patrice Miller tells us they need more corporate support.
We need the public support in helping PACE in every sense of that word, and we're always looking for corporate partnership to assist our students in any way they can. So anybody who want to participate, reach out to us. There's a web page that you can just type in the word PACE and it will take you directly to our web page. We also have a wish list, so you can have a look at the wish list, things that we need every day. Formula, Pampers, clothing, every day.
The school also does its best to make sure the expectant mothers also have all of the supplies they need for birth and the early days of parenthood. But officials there say that's an area they can also use your help with.
If someone is interested in helping PACE, they can help with the food pantry. You always need food. And then for our ladies, in order when they go into the hospital, in order for them to get out the hospital, they need to have a crib, a carrier, and a crib, a carrier, and a tub. And so for a lot of them, those items are always needed, particularly because a lot of our children, they are from very, very low socioeconomic background.
When our News Weekend edition comes back from the break, good news, Bahamas Air among the latest to come on board as a sponsor of the 50th Carifta Games. And veteran journalists in the country taking a look at the industry. The details on the way when our News Weekend returns. You're watching our News Weekend edition. Welcome back. Bahamas Air coming on as one of the latest sponsors for the 50th Carifta Games. The Games, scheduled for the Easter weekend, will see athletes from throughout the region grace our shores. Bahamas Air is the official airline of the Games and has been dubbed a gold sponsor. Bahamas Air Managing Director Tracy Cooper says the airline is ready to go and happy to assist.
Really, we are more than delighted to be here or to get on board and be the airline of choice for the Carifta Games. It's all good when we know that we can be very instrumental in making sure that we can bring these matters to fruition. And for Mike, It's just not the Bahamas. Of course, this is a special event. This is the 50th anniversary of the Bahamas. But we have gotten on board with Mr. Sands and his team that we will help out wherever is needed in the Caribbean and the Americas for the NACAC team. And we've done that already.
And Bahamas Air will be busy during that weekend, assisting not only with track, but with swimming as well. Deputy Managing Director Samantha Loki explains.
The swim team, of course, they come back early Monday morning. So we go down from Nassau, we go to Curacao, pick up the swim team, we come back to Nassau. When we reach back to Nassau, then we will pick up the track team here. Go down to Port of Spain, drop that group off, then Curacao, drop that group off, and head back home. So it's 2 flights on the 10th going to Curacao. The swim team we drop off, and the track team we drop off.
Journalism in the Bahamas has lost a giant in veteran journalist and diplomat at Bethel. Bethel died this past week after battling cancer. This week, those he trained came together to reflect on his legacy and who he was. In this report, some big names in news say the industry has changed, adding that some key components are lacking. Bethany McDermott reports.
You need to understand the role that you are playing as a journalist. You're not just a reporter, you're a historian. You are recording history.
Tasked with providing citizens with information needed to make informed decisions, the role of the modern-day journalist is oftentimes forgotten or diminished. But as veteran journalist Michelle Malcolm explains, media icons like Ed Bethel ingrained in those he impacted their role as historians. But the face of media has changed over the years, and she feels there is one thing that seems to be lacking.
They don't understand the important role that we play. So it's not enough, in my opinion, to go to a press conference and ask one question and then come back and regurgitate what was said. You have to be bold, you have to be fearless, you have to be willing to ask the tough questions and face whatever consequences come as a result.
Veteran journalist and diplomat Ed Bethel passed away this week at the age of 82, leaving those behind a rich legacy. Big names like Michelle Malcolm, Jerome Sawyer, Debbie Bartlett, and Vaughn Albury are just a few of the many impacted by his legacy. While they all interacted with him at different times, they all had similar takeaways. One of them was his tough love approach. It's something our TV executive producer Jerome Sawyer says is missing.
And I think that's what we're missing. I think obviously times have changed and the approach has changed, and I think sometimes the journalists of today aren't always built for that kind of pressure. And that's my own observation, and so we have to take a little different approach.
Tough love is very important in this industry because this is the kind of job that can be very unforgiving. What you may look at as a small or simple mistake can lead to a catastrophic event.
Despite the criticism, the future remains bright for present and future journalists. These veteran journalists had this to say to future reporters.
Always be ready to be open to being taught. You don't know it all. Always be willing to learn.
If you are not pressured into excellence, and when I say pressured, it doesn't mean that you're not pursuing it. But if they're not pressing you to go to the next level, chances are you will be limited in your growth.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Bethany McDermott.
Thanks, Bethany. The weather report is coming up after the break for you to plan your week just right. Stay close. And let's go back to the island with Bahaman. That memory when Our News Weekend Edition returns. Thanks for sticking with us. Temperatures were nice and cool today to accommodate those attending the Long Island Fair and Mini Regatta today. Let's have a look at temperatures over the next few days. It's expected to be a grand show come March 31st as the Farm Entertainment Group will host a concert featuring legendary Bahamian artist Phil Stubbs. According to the organizers, the concert that is set to take place at the Farm on Marshall Road is sanctioned by the National Independence Secretariat. Member Ronald Sims says Secretariat members are pleased to be a part of the country's 50th anniversary celebration.
A native of Cat Island, Phil Stubbs has written and recorded some of the most popular and beloved rake and scrape songs of all time. He is an avid storyteller, and his music is rooted in the rich history and culture of the Bahamas.
Now, this is the first time in 20 years that Phil Stubbs will be returning to the stage. Fred Ferguson is the musical director for the event. Dylan McKenzie, also known as DMAC, says a lot of people are looking forward to the show.
The size of this band, this orchestra that is putting together, of course, we know that we're going to need the right type of production, and so we have put together the right team of engineers and technicians and lighting technicians that rivals that of any of the big, huge artists that you would see come from abroad to come to be a part of this. We have put together a production team that is bar none, that is equal just to match the level of production and the level of performance that Phil is going to be putting on, and the level of performance that the band is going to be producing.
It's time now for Arts and Entertainment segment. Tonight we feature music video Back to the Island by our very own Bahaman. The song was arranged by Eddie Roll of the Soulful Groovers, who unfortunately died just last week. We send our condolences to his son, Chad Roll, and the entire Roll family. Eddie arranged Going Back to the Island off Ronnie Butler's Crow Calypso. Back to the Island was performed by Bahamas in the late 1980s. Enjoy. Know about you, but definitely a great trip down memory lane. And on that soulful note, we thank you for joining us for our News Weekend Edition. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Megan Shepard. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.